who's the big names that you're hearing that are going to try to be lured out of their current spots? We had John Gruden on Friday's show, and he said that, I mean, he didn't sweep it under the rug completely. And then, of course, there's my guy at my alma mater that is always going to have rumors swirling around him trying to come back. Are you hearing, is there any smoke, fire? What do you got for me on those fronts, Ian?
Well, I mean, as far as, for Gruden, I will say this. Every year you hear Gruden rumors. I hear the same ones this year. Every year I go, okay, I'll believe it when I see it, and I'm at that point this year. Like, yes, he is coveted. He never wants to say no. I think he loves to be considered, as everybody does. I will believe it when I see it. The Harbaugh stuff, there definitely are people who know him well who think he wants to come back to the NFL eventually. It's really just a matter of when. And, if the coach job is open, obviously his playing history, I mean, there's a lot of ties there. I would imagine those rumors are going to heat up. The question is, if you think about it, like, Chris Ballard's going to be entering his second year, picking his first coach. If, obviously, if this happens, is he going to want to pick a coach who then might want his own GM? That's, and that's kind of a question. I mean, if you have a GM making the hire as opposed to an owner, anyone who hires Harbaugh knows that he may want his own GM. So are you going to hire a coach who may end up firing you?
Because, again, I had Harbaugh on my podcast with my wife, not just sports, by the way, Ian. And we talked about how he lives next door to his parents. They watch his kids play in the backyard and how he enjoys campus life. Now, you could sit there and say, well, he's going to sit there and say, I enjoy campus life, because that's what coach is supposed to say. But when you live next door to your folks who can have their grandkids in for breakfast, lunch, dinner, watch them play in the backyard, I don't know how the Colts or the Bears could try and replicate that. I mean, that's got to count for something.
And that's so different from football. Like, does he want to go back to the NFL? Like, I don't know. I mean, I would guess eventually he does, considering the way it ended. But the thing with the Michigan job, and the same thing with, Ohio State and Alabama, there's a couple others, like, those are as good as NFL jobs. They really are. It's not like he needs to prove himself on a different level. Like, if he likes it there, he could just stay, if he can get himself to do it, he could just be like Saban and say, all right, I'm going to stop moving now.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.